Everybody, TC Bradley, host of God Made Millionaire TV. What an honor and a privilege it is to have you, yes you, watching our program tonight. And do we ever have a program lined up for you tonight? We're going to kick things off tonight with Mrs. Lisa Donner. Mrs. Donner is an incredible, inspirational business leader. Her specialty is multi-unit real estate investing. If you feel like you've been called by God to invest in real estate, if that's your passion, you need to check out what Lisa Donner is up to with multi-unit investing. Not only is she a best-selling author, but did I mention to you that she's a grandmother too? Listen, you're going to want to stop what you're doing and listen to my good friend, Lisa Donner. Without any further ado, let's go into the show. Lisa Donner, welcome to the show.
Hey, TC, it's great to be here.
Lisa, congratulations, Grandma.
Yes, I'm so excited.
In order, you just tell us a little bit about these grandbabies that are happening in your life.
Well, you know, I didn't think my kids were ever going to get married and have grandbabies. I figured that wasn't going to happen. In the last 3 years, I've had 5.
All right.
Boom.
Give a shout out to your grandbabies, their names.
Well, hey, sweetie, Luke and little Miss Robin, brother and sister, my son's
Twins.
little ones. I have twins,
Right.
And that's Kylie and Kelsey, two 3-year-olds also. And I just got a brand new grandbaby 1 week ago, little Mr. Blake.
Ah,
I know, he's so
congratulations.
cute.
You know, I wanted to give you that opportunity to do that because it's a foundational thing that has happened in your life that has led you on this pathway
Yes.
of multi-unit investing in real estate.
Yes.
You know, so tell us a little bit about that journey, if you don't mind.
You know, I've had several different jobs in the past and I've been entrepreneurial, but once I found real estate, I really started to realize what a great niche that was for me. But when the market crashed and I saw the opportunities in multi-unit, it just makes sense to me. You know, one of the things that people don't realize when you're investing in real estate is that it's kind of like a job. If I'm not there doing it,
Right.
I don't make any money. So when I go away on vacation, we went to Costa Rica this past summer.
Right.
When I go and do that, I still make money with my multi-units because that rent just keeps on coming in. But if I was doing a flipping house business,
Right.
if I'm not flipping houses, I'm not making any money.
All right. So for the people listening at home, when you say multi-unit investing in real estate, what do you mean by that?
Well, I like to play with the small, regular residential multi-units. So those are duplexes, triplexes, and quads. When you get to a 5-unit, that's considered commercial.
Okay.
So when you want to get a mortgage, if that's the direction you want to go, that's a residential loan as opposed to a commercial loan, which a 5+ is.
So what are the advantages to multi-unit investing versus, because we've all seen the commercials
Right.
on TV,
Right.
you know, about the flipping business.
Right.
You buy one house and
Right.
you flip it
Right.
and make a profit. You're coming at this from a completely
Right.
different way, and it was
Right.
really based on your desire to be with your family.
Yes.
You know, more than anything, your
It is.
grandbabies. But tell us what those advantages are with
Well,
multi-unit.
freedom. So I
Right.
can go travel whenever I want. When my daughter just had this baby, it was nothing to just stop and just go, but the business keeps on going. And that's, to me, a huge advantage.
Right.
But I like getting paid more than one time for the same piece of property.
Right.
Don't you? I
Right.
mean, wouldn't you like to do something once and get paid 3 or 4 times
Right.
instead of one time and then you find another one? And so with multi-units, I get paid when I buy them usually because I borrow at such a great rate. I'll borrow more so that I can fix the property up. So now I've built in equity. I get paid when I hold it because my tenants are paying all my mortgage payments
Right.
through the rent. Okay, and then I make profit on it. And then if I ever decide to sell it, because sometimes there's a time to sell. When the market comes and the properties are worth more, it's time to sell. Wait till they drop back down again, take that money and buy some more. So when I sell, I make money again, all on the same property.
That's amazing.
One property.
Amazing, Lisa. You know, now for the folks listening at home, we're in this season now where there's a bunch of you listening to this right now, and you're raising your hand in the air going, I want to learn how to invest in real estate. But Lisa, what you're talking about, multi-unit investing, is that more difficult than learning how to invest in single-family homes?
Not at all. I think it's kind of easier because there's a formula on how to know whether or not this is going to make me money. Okay?
Right.
If it doesn't make me money from the day I buy it, I'm not interested. Unless I know that there's some really great potential that I'll get later that far outweighs that upfront didn't make me any money. But I don't really recommend that to most people. You really need to know what you're doing. But I followed the formula. And so one of the things is, it's not a property I'm going to live in, so I don't start getting married to how pretty I can make it and put all this stuff in it. It's business. It's strictly business. So I think that's easier.
Right.
Personally.
So what God has done in you and through you now is that you've literally created a blueprint about how you invest in these multi-unit properties, part-time.
Right.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And very little risk.
Right. Right, because it's already factored in beforehand. I've already put in how much it's going to cost me to buy it, how much it's going to cost for the mortgage, how much it's going to cost to fix it up, and how much rent I should be making off of it. And everything is calculated. And then the thing that people forget to take into consideration is rents go up and values of the property goes up. All of that is free money.
Right.
All of that's just bonus. It's not the part I have to live off of.
Right.
As opposed to buying single-family houses and flipping them and hoping that the value went up in the amount of time I had it.
All right, Lisa, for the people listening at home, can anybody do this?
Oh, yeah.
Can anybody do it if they have your blueprint?
I don't have a college education, and I figured this out. And the thing that's the best part about the blueprint is I always like to think when you do coaching,
right?
It's not always how they do it. It's what to avoid. It's all those mistakes. Those are the things that cost a lot of money. And I already figured those out.
Right.
I made some of them.
Right.
I already got that down.
So you actually, not only with your system, you actually provide coaching as well.
Yes.
To help people through that.
But the system is 100%. You can just go through the system and no coaching if that's some people, that's all they want, if that's what you want.
Well, Lisa, you have an opportunity now. There's people listening at home right now. They're hearing you. You're inspiring so many people right now. What I want you to do is close out our segment by looking into that camera and speaking from your heart a message of hope and inspiration to the people going, Lisa, can it really work for me? Can I really do what you've done?
Certainly. I do believe that anyone can do it. I think that you just need to have some confidence in yourself. You need to find the right people who are doing it. If you don't find people that are doing what you want to do, then you're not getting advice from where you want it to go. I felt that God led us through exactly what needed to be done. The mistakes that I've made have not been ridiculously big mistakes, and He watches over us, and I think that that's a plus. I like the fact that I have the ability to go and see my grandbabies anytime I want or go on vacation anytime I want, and the reality is everybody can do this. It's not hard. You know what, there's one little thing I tell people. If you'd like to make $1 million in real estate, how can you do that? If you just buy 10 duplexes worth, say, only $100,000 a piece, you have $1 million right there. You own the asset. Somebody else is already paying for the asset. Somebody pays for all the expenses, and the profit, which is the cash flow, that's your profit. That's what you get. Now, is that part the $1 million? If you're only profiting, say, $300 per duplex, that's only $3,000 a month, but you own the asset that somebody else is paying you for.
Right.
How cool is that?
Oh, it's very cool. Now, before I let you go, you have to give a shout out to your husband.
Yes. My husband is super extraordinary. He is the taxinator. He is my Mr. Rick Donner, the CPA extraordinaire. He's fantastic. So love you, babe.
Which, it's very interesting because it's a perfect segment into what you're teaching people as well, because there's going to be tax issues that they're going to have to face in structuring this properly.
Well,
is that right?
There are, and all of that is accounted for. See, cash flow is what's left over after every single expense is met. It's not like, oops, I forgot to count this. I mean, you have to count for maintenance in your property.
Right.
Even though there isn't any today, there will be someday. I have to save for the roof that is only good for 20 years.
Right.
So it's the same kind of thing. So everything's accounted for, and cash flow is the profit that you get to live off of and play with or do whatever you want. Maybe go see your grandbabies.
Lisa Donner, an honor and a privilege to have you on. Will you come back and see me?
I will.
All right.
Absolutely.
Lisa Donner, everybody.
Thank you. God bless.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, God Made Millionaire is not just a financial show. God Made Millionaire is going to be the launching pad for dreams, specifically God-given dreams. God has given me this platform, not just for me, but for you, to give you a platform where you can come and share with the nations, over 200 nations, 93 million homes, that dream that God has given you. You're going to be able to share it to the nations on the God Made Millionaire TV show, Sunday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the Word Network. It's my honor and privilege to bring to you tonight not just another guest, but somebody that is near and dear not only to my heart, but my wife's heart, Vicki Bradley's heart. Mr. J.L. Ferren is next up in the studio. J.L. is the CEO of our company, God Made Millionaire. Not only is he the CEO, but he's also a very trusted friend of ours for over 15 years. He served our country honorably as a combat Army veteran. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and extreme privilege to take you in to somebody that's very near and dear to my heart and my wife's heart, Mr. J.L. Ferren. J.L. Ferren, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, TC.
J.L., I have such an appreciation for you. I've known you for 15 years, and you are a combat Army veteran as well. So
That's
thank
correct.
you for your service.
Thank you.
But tell us a little bit about who J.L. Ferren is.
Well, I served in the military for about 5.5 years, United States Army. Been deployed overseas in Kuwait and a little bit in Iraq. Also, I was in Germany for about 3 years. And I took a lot away from the military as far as leadership and just understanding how to give instructions and really take instructions. And at the end of the day, my military career is what really set the tone for myself in business.
Right. You actually work with some pretty top-level brass in the Army, didn't you?
I did. I actually got my first crack at leadership from my battle captain. Her name is Heather Lebrecht. She put me in a position
Throw a
of
shout
leadership.
out to Heather.
Yep, Heather Lebrecht, that's my battle captain forever. She's like a lieutenant colonel now. She put me in a position where I had to speak to generals and speak to majors and lieutenant colonels on a very high level, and I was a very low-ranking sergeant. I was a buck sergeant. That's what they call it. And I had the opportunity to speak to them and brief them about transportation convoys and things of that nature. And it was a very big shoes to step into, and I didn't feel like I was ready for it, but she saw something in me, and she gave me that opportunity, and I had to step up to the plate.
I think what she saw was the hand of God on your life, J.O. I've known you for 15 years, and when we cranked up God Made Millionaire, we needed a CEO. Vicki and I, my wife, and we prayed about it, and we were like, JL is our CEO. You need somebody. You can't build an empire by yourself. You need help along the way, and so we selected JL as the CEO of God Made Millionaire, so congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity as well.
Right. It's 15 years of relationship that's being built between you and I. 15 years of us running together over this time period. Tell the people at home a little bit about the vision that you have as the CEO of God Made Millionaire, of everything that's going on, and really the show. How important do you think the work that we're doing here is really in the time that we're living in?
Oh, it's incredibly important. I mean, and as you said, it's been 15 years that we've had this relationship, TC. When God gives someone a vision, you can't take that lightly. Vision is something I don't take lightly. Actually, I'm going to tell you a quick story before I get into the vision of the show. When I was 9 years old, I was with a friend of mine, and he wore glasses, and everybody used to tease him about wearing glasses. He was like the only one in the neighborhood. And one day we were in his house, and he put the glasses on the table. He says, "Hey, I'll be right back. My mom just called me. Don't touch my glasses." That's exactly what he told me. And of course, me sitting there at 9 years old, I'm looking at these glasses.
Yeah.
I'm looking around. I'm like, Let me try them out. So this is the first time that I'm trying out glasses, right? And I put these glasses on my face and blur. I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm like, oh man, this is crazy. I snatch them off my face. He comes into the room. He's like, man, I told you not to touch my glasses. I said, man, you're blind. You can't see. I'm like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with your eyes? And he told me, he said, they're not your prescription. They're not your prescription.
Right.
And really, that's what as I got older and I started to wear them glasses myself and just understand vision.
Right.
Just understand vision. That's when I began to realize that God, when he gives someone a vision, you don't just share it with anybody. Because when you share it with certain people, they may not be able to see your vision. And the reason they can't see your vision is because it wasn't prescribed to them.
Right.
And they'll say, oh, I can't see you doing that. I can't see you having a TV show on God Made Millionaire.
Right.
I can't see you being a CEO of a company.
Right.
I can't see you doing this and doing that. And at the end of the day, it's not for them to see.
Right.
So you got to find people
God
that,
didn't give them the vision.
That's right. He gave you the vision.
Right.
He gave you the vision. And you got to be very careful and selective with what you share your vision with. And so when I was in the military, that's one thing I took away is that as a leader, you have to protect that vision.
Right. So talk a little bit about the vision for God Made Millionaire.
Absolutely.
And our website that we've got and the show. Talk a little bit about that.
We got a fantastic website. The show is just phenomenal. You saw one of our guests, Deontay Section. He was on the show.
Right.
Just did a phenomenal job. Absolutely crushed it. But more importantly, he was able to share his God-given dream with the world about how to break the cycle of generational poverty. That's such a strong message.
Right.
Such a strong message. And if we can provide a platform for entrepreneurs and individuals like that to be able to share their God-given dream with the world, we can change the world. We can make an impact.
Jael, God has given you a vision, and he's given you a message for this moment, this hour. 93 million homes. This is being broadcast to 200 nations. What I want you to do, my brother, is look into that camera, and I want you to deliver from your heart that word that God has planted in your heart for the nations.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen who are watching this show, vision is very important to me. That word alone is incredibly important to me. And the word vision has two eyes in it, and those two eyes belong to you. And he's allowed you to see something because he saw something in you. There's 7 billion people in this world, and he chose you for a specific vision. And it's highly important that you take hold of that and move forward and carry out your mission. So he's going to begin, and you'll know you have a God-given dream because he's going to put certain people in your life, and he's going to gravitate those people towards you, and those people are going to support you, whether they help you, whether they encourage you. TC, I got so many friends that encourage me to be able to move forward and do what I do. I had a message from a fellow friend of mine, been friends with him for 20 years. And he told me, good luck. I appreciate everything you've done for me. I appreciate being part of your life. I know you're going to do excellent on your TV show. I got another message from a friend saying, some words of encouragement out of Texas and Chicago, including yourself and Vicky that have always been there for me, always had my back, always position me for opportunity. And when you have people like that, you have to recognize them. You have to make sure you acknowledge them. You may not have known this, but I made an executive decision.
You did.
And I want to bring Vicky Bradley on the stage. If she can come on the stage with me, please.
You made an executive decision,
I had to make an
did
executive
you?
decision. Yeah, that's right. This is what you got to look forward to when you make me your CEO. So Vicky and TC, I just want to honor you. You've been in my life since I was 21 years old. You've always taken a strong hold over my life as far as encouraging me, always having my back, always just being there for me and my family. And I appreciate that. So what I want to do, I got this gift for you. There we go.
Thank you, Jael. Thank you so
welcome.
much.
You're welcome. And TC, I actually got a gift for you as well. The fact that I'm on your show is a gift in itself, is it not?
Yes.
Is that a gift?
Right.
But you're going to get, your gift is actually behind the vault.
It
so I need you
is.
to go behind the vault and you're going to get a special gift for you.
Okay.
It's waiting there right for you. Let's go.
All right.
Thank you, Jael.
You're welcome.
You're
Vicky.
very
Appreciate
special to us. Your family to us. Your
Thank you.
family.
Appreciate you.
We always got your back, brother.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. CEO. Don't you want to come behind this vault door one day?
Oh,
There
wow.
you go, brother. Appreciate it.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
I
so
appreciate
much.
you always
All
being
right.
in my life.
Thank you.
Listen-
Thank you for being in our life.
Listen, everybody, if you see T.C. Bradley, you see Vicky Bradley at any workshop, any event, any TV studio, you're going to see this man
Yes,
by
sir.
my side, Jael Ferren.
Yes,
Jael,
sir.
you brought the thunder, son. I'm
Yes.
proud of you.
Appreciate you.
All right. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in for another edition of God Made Millionaire TV. And do I ever have a word burning within me for somebody watching the end of the show? Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most common things that happens when God gives you a dream, the clouds part, and you know that you've got divine inspiration. You know that God has called you to do something. What will happen is you make the mistake of letting somebody that you know, somebody that you love, somebody that you care for, somebody that you value their opinion about your God-given dream. You'll share that dream with somebody, and they'll tell you, they'll share with you out of a heart of love, they will share with you, you've got to be realistic. I don't mean to play the devil's advocate, is what they'll say, but you've got to be realistic. Listen up, sweet pea. There is nothing about a God-given dream that is realistic. God has never called you to be realistic. He's called you to walk in the supernatural power of God. If you've been given a dream, you know it's a God-given dream because it's much bigger than you are. You know that it's a God-given dream because it's not realistic. You don't dumb down God-given dreams. Most people, if you think that that's a God-given dream, if it's a little small dream, I don't believe God just gives small dreams. I think God is a big God that we serve. I don't think He's called His children to be realistic, especially when it comes to a dream that He's planted in your heart. But that's what we do. We take something that we've been given that is precious and valuable, and we'll take that to somebody that's busted, disgusted, and can't be trusted, doesn't give up on life, doesn't give up on their own dreams. And we'll say to them, what do you think of my God-given dream? And they'll say to you, you've got to be realistic. Or even worse, they'll bring up your past. They'll bring up your past. They'll bring up your failures. They'll bring up the times that you tried and you didn't make it. They'll bring up your age. They'll bring up every reason for you not to do your God-given dream. Do not limit your God ever. Do not place a limit on your God. Your prosperity this year is only limited by your own thinking. God is not going to limit your success. God is not going to limit your prosperity. God is not going to give you apologies when you get to heaven for giving you $1 million dream that you did nothing with. God will make no apologies in heaven to you for you not walking in the wealth and the success and the prosperity that He had for you down here that you chose not to activate and walk in. God will make no apologies to you when you get to heaven for you not walking in your divine assignment and purpose. No apologies will be given in heaven by God. But you give that dream, when you get that dream, to somebody that God never gave the dream to. Mistake number one. God didn't give that person your God-given dream. He gave you the dream. You listening at home right now, He gave you the dream. He didn't give it to your mommy. He didn't give it to your daddy. He didn't give it to anybody else. He gave it to you, and there was a reason that He gave it to you. There's a reason you were gifted with that dream. But you can't come to God with a God-given dream and say, oh, well, it's not realistic. He's not called you to be realistic. You're not called to be realistic. It's not realistic for me on my first TV show that was not on my radar screen whatsoever to get prime time. This show is not just prime time, it's ultra prime time. This is the best time on TV, and God opened this door for me. Why did He do that? Because I am not realistic. I am not realistic. People say to me, oh, you're in prime time. You're competing against all of these other networks. No, I'm not, Sweet Pea. They're competing against me. I've seen their content. I've seen what's on those shows. We can take the land. We're on a beautiful network, 200 nations, 93 million homes. This show can be found in on a weekly basis in prime time. Production facilities that are impeccable. We can compete against any of them. Well, TC, you're being arrogant. You're being arrogant. You think you're better than Oprah? You think you're better than Ellen? You think you're better than any of those shows on those other networks? No, I don't think I'm better. Are you kidding me? I'm very well aware of my failings, my inadequacies. I'm very well in tune with that. But what I'm more in tune with is my God. My God is able. My God backs my play, and your God backs your play. I'm telling you, my God is able to take the land. My God is able to take the land. We will take ratings. This show will be the hottest, and it is already the hottest success and prosperity show in all of TV. All of TV. We're going to see God Made Millionaires activated through this platform. You better take that to the bank because it's true. Why is it true? Because my God is backing the play, and he's going to back your play too. I'm getting all worked up, but I've got to go. I'm out of time, but I'm going to be back next week. You go this week. You make sure you take some time to do your prosperity dance, baby. Don't you dare limit our God. Don't you do it. But right now, let's get our prosperity dance going here in God Made Millionaire Nation. Somebody, wait a minute, I gotta get my shades. Somebody hit my music. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, God Made Millionaire is not just a financial show. God Made Millionaire is going to be the launching pad for dreams, specifically God-given dreams. God has given me this platform, not just for me, but for you, to give you a platform where you can come and share with the nations, over 200 nations, 93 million homes, that dream that God has given you. You're going to be able to share it to the nations on the God Made Millionaire TV show, Sunday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the Word Network.